all vampires are about control in some way.
Well, according to this game, I think it's kind of the opposite. It's which way do you fall off? There's lots of ways to fall off in this game, and it's just a matter of which way. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But even without the condition, like how was it called? Tempted.
Yes.
It's not like guaranteed that if we want to resist, like it might fail too. So
correct.
Now it's just like that. There's like, I think it was like I checked it and it seemed like it's like piling up. So if I try to do it again, I have like -1 to resist, and then if I succeed, then it's like -2 for the next time, and then like
you have to actually resolve it to. You actually have to resolve it to get.
But
rid of it.
It was fun because it said like to resolve kill, and I understand that. That's easy. You know?
Yeah.
But can you help me to understand? So my frenzy can come with having a lot of blood.
There are 3 things that will cause you to go into frenzy. Odin, check me on this. I'm trying to remember them. One is exposed to sunlight and fire. Another one is when go ahead.
You kind of enter a panic type of frenzy, and your condition kind of ends when you have gotten out of the source of the danger.
Yeah. Although we are now talking about tempted, which is a modification. Condition that modifies that situation. It's basically very general, Ola. It's danger, hunger, or threat. Your vitae is still pretty high, so you are not hungry. You are not going to feel the urge to just go after a potential source of blood. But as far as different kinds of threat and different kinds of dangers, they are pretty much up to me to say, all right, this is dangerous, resist frenzy. So
and if I don't resist frenzy, then I go.
Yes, you can just enter on the stimulus. You can say, I'm not resisting, I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
And then we have all sorts of careful little rules that go on for some paragraphs about the different options. Nathan's character is capable of riding the wave. When they enter frenzy, they can direct their character's actions in ways that the others cannot. So he can actually operate with some kind of coherence even when he is in frenzy.
So if you don't have that,
then you will simply go toward you will simply attack the thing that triggered you, or you will try to feed on the thing that triggered you, or you will try to escape the thing that triggered you.
You become like the Cookie Monster of vampires.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I'm looking forward to that.
That's why I am counted as being tainted.
Well, you're counted as being tainted because the vampire science version of this process that you have undergone, as I told you, was close to diablerie. It was not exactly the same, but it was close. It was not just drinking blood like a blood bond. It was very strange. You have this experiment has broken some of the rules of the game. So you have a form of tainted that is not as severe as the one in the book.
Okay.
Right. It will recover much quicker. But the effects of the consciousness of Solveig will be on you. There are certain things that you will have penalties for. And although it does not say this in the book, there may be some things that will give you some bonuses too. There's also this concept of the task. So now that you are all in the clinic and finally back on script for doing the experiment, task does a couple of things. If you do anything that involves actually making the experiment work, you will get a reroll not just on a 10, but on an 8, 9, or 10. So that's good, right? Unless you roll a 1. And then you also have You also have the opposite. If you are doing things that are delaying or messing with or causing trouble with the experiment, then you do not get a reroll on a 10. You just have to take with the dice on the first roll. So if you are acting against the experiment, there are some things which are neither, but basically if you are going to be just a little bit less effective when you are not on your task. This is part of our backstory about how the four of you were committed to this task and are bound by the covenant to do it.
So we are basically we are bound in many ways. So in ways so we cannot like. It's like bound by also by the rules of the game, so to say. That's good.
And to clarify a little bit about this creature that you have seen, we should look at our map. And I have put up a new version of the map with a couple of the pieces cut away because they were distracting, and also so we didn't have to go hunt up through the chat. Ansa is still in the area which is labeled the sleep lab. Nora is also still in that area. But unlike Ansa, Nora is aware of everything else I'm about to tell you, because all of her senses are at peak crazy system senses right now. So you are just hearing and sensing everything that I am about to tell you.
And I think she can be a bit overstimulated also.
Oh yes, yeah, that's probably true.
Probably sorting out everything.
And so then we have Ejdesh, who is in the hallway just on the map, just above that purple area. So you have not moved into the elevator area yet. You have just stepped out of the room. Unfortunately, this map does not have doors, so you will just have to accept where the doors are.
But there were no windows either.
Correct, yes, but the elevator doors have vanished. You can see them from where you are, and also the windows that should be there are not present. The room that is labeled Sleep Lab has no windows anyway. So there's no way to know that had happened inside there. Then
But you have to explain so I understand, so I get the right picture in my head. So is there is the windows removed and it's just gaping holes, or is there are we locked in by solid walls?
They are solid walls.
Okay, good.
And so that's very strange to see where the elevators should be, and they are just more wall, right where the elevator door is, including the buttons are still there. So that's really strange. So then you are standing, therefore, just outside the purple area if you just go up on the map. And Nathan, if you go all the way over to the on that corridor over to the private rooms, those purple or blue private rooms, I think there's a little eye right there on the map. Well, you are standing where the eye is. And and so exactly between the two of you is exactly where this creature or person is that I described. In fact, the fishy creature is standing right where the corridors are crossed. So practically right there at the elevator and stairwell.
Hidden in plain sight. All right.
And so that is, and Nora is completely aware of that creature and of the presence of the others. And another thing that Nora is aware of is that first of all, there are 4 subjects, patients, or whatever you want to call them, 4 living people who should be very passive right now. And you know, Nora, that they are not very passive. They are walking around randomly and wondering why they are here and being basically normal humans waking up in confusion.
And one is very dead also.
And there's only 4 of them, not 5. So yes, there's there's more about that in just a moment. The Nora probably can even locate most of the body mass of the patient who was killed because the fishy creature is wearing it.
Like okay.
Was wearing.
What is the sum of most of the body mass of the dead patient? Mm-hmm.
We were not in combat last time, or
we are just beginning. We were just beginning to roll initiative. Whether you want to call it a combat or not is your problem.
Okay.
I have to go fetch a small thing, but I will hear you in my ear, so you can start.
Okay.
You don't have to wait for me.
Excellent. Okay. So the first thing to happen is that the thing moves with extraordinarily blurring speed, and it turns to face Ejdesh. It was already looking at Ejdesh, and will lash out with its predatory aura to horrify and terrify Ejdesh. So we will need a clash of wills between them for this lashing out thing. You have 2 choices, fight or flight. For fight, then you will do a counter challenge. And if you just withdraw, then you won't. Then you basically just flee. You will attempt to get away from this thing as rapidly as you can.
Yeah.
Your goal was to go and check out those people who were being difficult, but it is in between you and them. So that's your situation. What this means is that it actually has, in a very blurred, very fast way, has stepped toward you and lunged and given off this wave of rotten, dead flesh and a stench of the deep sea rolls off it, and it basically is quickly advertising to you that it will tear you in 2 pieces and make one of them, and put them back together in the wrong order. Or, I mean, it's not saying this directly. It's just whatever it's going to do to you is quite dreadful. And so the question is whether you want to meet it with your own aggression, which will cost 1 willpower.
Of course I will. And I want to meet it with my own aggression.
Okay. So in that case, we need to see this. We need you to take your highest power attribute, because I figure you will use your highest. That would be either the strength or the power finance. Sorry, either intelligence, strength, or presence, whichever is stronger.
My presence is
yeah. Seems like that's your thing, and and then add your blood potency.
And that's 2, so that's 5. Do I have any? Do I have like -3 because I'm close to frenzy?
No,
or?
Nothing like that.
No.
And
then I want to add an extra willpower.
No, there is no willpower. Is not. This is not a skill roll, so you cannot do that. And so, just to let me know, are you presenting yourself as a destroyer? You are ready to destroy it back. You can't destroy me. I will destroy you first. Or are you trying to compete with it, that you are in charge? I mean,
is there any more options?
Yes, another is kind of to seduce it, to inspire the need for immediate throwaway coupling and instant gratification, which is not very appropriate in this situation. I know you want to do it, Ola. I know you want to, but that's not.
I want to do, but I wasn't out for. I was looking for the. It was more like not befriending either. It was like, yeah. So basically, the second one is to like take control of it.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, I will try to do that.
Okay, competitive.
And if I interpret you correctly, if I don't do this, it will tear me apart into pieces and put me.
Well, it is certain. It is certain to. Okay, let's just do it, and we will apply the system. I am allergic to explaining everything. So
yeah, explain how bad this would go before.
It's easier to explain it this way. Okay, so it's a matter of your successes.
Yeah, do I roll?
Yes.
And that's no success at all.
Oh no. Okay, in that case, first of all, do spend a willpower because you had to do that to roll, and then it will give you the bestial condition. And the other important point is that that it also will get some bonuses for what it is going to do. So you basically are going to move to try to dominate it, and it will simply overwhelm you, and you are not able to put your condition onto it. Okay, so at the moment no damage is being done, but it's thrown you into the bestial condition, which you can look up in the rules. All right, now according to this, the next person to go is in fact Ejdesh.